Hello and welcome to another edition of Film Pickle. Today we are talking about Avengers and I'm joined by a guest star who is a singer, who's a part-time actress and she does a lot of old 90s ads. You can see her as a child artist in them.
Hello.
So, Risha Datta. And I'm your host Rohan Nag, and as I said, we are reviewing Avengers Age of Ultron. Age of Ultron is the second part of the Avengers movies. These are, as you know, part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and one liner about this film is pretty much the same as the previous film, which is a villain comes and then he goes for worldwide destruction and the Avengers stop him. That's it. That's the same logline as was with the previous film, and that is one of my biggest issues with this film. First off, let's start with the pros of the movie. Let's start with the positives. And I, for one, like the direction of this film, same as the previous one. Risha, what do you think about the direction?
I think the direction was a lot better in this version than the previous one. Obviously, the humor aspect was not as strong as the previous movie, but I would say this movie deals a lot more with interpersonal relationships between the characters. So I think,
of course, see, an evolution has to occur from the previous movie where they were splintered and now they start the movie as a group. Right.
But what they did miss out on was the comic timing of the jokes. That is what I personally felt. It wasn't as striking as the Hulk smash or any other famous scenes from the previous Avenger movie.
Okay, she raises a good point about the jokes. Well, I for once, I liked the maturity of the jokes. I felt that the jokes were taking the next stage, so the director knows you have seen the first film.
Yeah, it sort of evolved from what it was in the last
film. So now you get a part 2 of the same jokes. You don't get the same jokes repeated, unlike Michael Bay's Transformers where the same joke is repeated again and again. This is a new joke, so it's like build up on the previous one. Not to mention, I felt the movie was very self-aware. It knew about what we speak about the characters like Hawkeye, for instance, or about Hulk or Black Widow. As everyone has said, Hawkeye is so useless. He comes with like 4 arrows. He has made this parody himself.
How many arrows did you bring?
All of them, like 11.
11?
11? There are 100,000 aliens out there.
And I killed 11 of them. You're welcome. My arrow thing only holds 11. 12 if I really cram them in there, but it's not safe. Anyway, good luck.
No, but I thought there is going to be some sort of a revival of Hawkeye in this movie, and they actually did a very good build-up of Hawkeye, but then they left it just there. They did not really take it ahead. I don't know if it was a precursor for Captain America's
Civil War.
Yeah, Civil War, yeah.
So yeah, maybe they set it up here, and the build-up you're gonna get in Civil War, maybe it's like that, maybe it's a slow burn, or maybe the director just forgot or got lost in the story.
I think he just forgot.
Joss Whedon, you forgot. Things happen.
No, I expected a lot more coming out of Hawkeye's character, but it didn't quite happen for me.
Okay. As far as the irrelevant humor goes, the villain is the king of all irrelevant humor. He is giving one-liners, which just like how I said Joss Whedon, and calls out to the audience. The villain is like that. So it's not really scary. He's more of a man-child who's sort of funny, sort of irrelevant. But the problem is his plans will lead to the destruction of the entire world.
It kind of takes away from the seriousness of a villainous character. But at the same time, it's kind of cute. He's not scary, but his character is pretty well defined.
Ultron is a cute villain. Kudos, Joss Whedon, kudos. We have a cute villain now. Women think he's cute.
Oh, he has a good voice.
James Spader does have a good voice. That's a good fair point. And coming down to the acting, as usual, everyone is good in this film. Chris Evans has come up, and so has surprisingly Thor. I mean, that guy, the way he used to deliver his lines was like you can make parodies out of it. Now he knows that you can make fun of him, and then he makes fun of himself, which kind of negates all the jokes because you know that Thor knows that his lines are stupid. They are over dramatic, and I like that. I mean,
it's sort of what Alia Bhatt did with AIB.
Yeah.
On the lines of what Thor did for Avengers.
Right. And speaking of Bollywood and Hollywood, guess what, guys? Avengers Age of Ultron copies from, of all the places, Ra 1. I know, I'm shocked. I am shocked. They do the same thing that happens in Ra 1, where they compile a program and then they go for a party, and while the party is on, the program makes itself into a villain and comes out, and I was like, okay, so Shah Rukh Khan copied your, arc device thing, and you copied his entire movie.
On the face, Bollywood!
Anyway, I was kidding about the Ravan copying, but there are similarities. And from a mega budget film to shit like Ravan, and you see similarities that there's just, it's a bit hilarious. I guess I had to mention that. So we are talking about characters in this film, and there are 3 new characters. One is Quicksilver, the other is Scarlet Witch, and the third is Vision. Now Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch everyone has seen in action, but Vision is the one I thought was the most interesting one. You will see why he is so. I will not give any spoilers as to how he comes about. But what I liked about it is, well, it's played by Paul Bettany, who has been the voice of Jarvis, and finally we see him on screen in an Avengers film.
Yeah, and I find a striking similarity between the character of Vision and Silver Surfer. The way the character has come into being, and also the personality. Both Silver Surfer and Vision are quite naive. What do you have to say about that?
Well, I forgot about the entire movie. So
Silver Surfer.
Yeah, Rise of Silver Surfer, who freaking remembers that movie? Vision is an interesting character, Silver Surfer was not. I like to forget that movie as soon as I can, Rise of Silver Surfer. Let's come back to the movie of Age of Ultron. Overall, I would rate it a 7 out of 10, not a very high rating. But nonetheless, it's obviously a must watch, but I prefer the first one better. Too much action kind of makes it look like Age of Extinction. Transformers Age of Extinction, it looks like that at the end of the film. Where there's wall-to-wall continuous action, becomes a little bit of nonsense. There's not enough hero moments which was there in the first movie, but I found it was good, so 7 out of 10. This movie is critic proof, people are going to watch it regardless. What about you, Risha?
I would give it a rating of 8 out of 10, and I would keep it on par with the previous Avenger movie, because it was very well directed, and I thought the whole aspect of
Team building, basically, the evolution of the team.
Yeah, the evolution.
I would like to see the next movie, which is the Civil War, and I would like to see how these guys get from friends to foes, because they are not very antagonistic here. Overall, 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. Risha, would you like to sing the closing of the entire review, because she's a singer, and would you like to sing for Age of Ultron?
No.
No, she doesn't want to sing. Keep watching. If you like our reviews, do share, subscribe, and like our posts. Tell your friends about it. We will be reviewing a lot of new movies coming this summer. We'll be getting some interesting guest stars, as well as the regular reviews, which are me and Pushkaraj. And for Film Pickle, this is Rohan Nag signing off. Goodbye.